morning, everyone. It is Transfiguration Sunday, which is a special Sunday we have each year because we are discussing the story where Jesus was shown to be both human and divine and spiritual. So I'm going to read you that story from our World Storybook Bible, and then I have a few questions for you to ponder and think about and craft. So let's get right into our story. Mountaintop visitors. Jesus and 3 disciples, Peter, James, and John, hiked up a mountain to pray. As they prayed, Jesus changed. His face and clothes became dazzling white. "What happened?" whispered James. Peter squinted. "I can't look. It's too bright." "You have to look," John insisted. "Moses and Elijah just appeared." Moses and Elijah are 2 prophets from long ago. They talked with Jesus about things that would happen soon. Peter, James, and John were tired from their hike, but they couldn't look away. They knew the visit from Moses and Elijah was important. Peter shouted, "Jesus, it's good to be here. Let's stay. We will build houses for you and Moses and Elijah." James and John nodded. Suddenly, a cloud covered the mountain. Everything went quiet. Then a voice came from the cloud. "This is my son. Listen to him." The disciples' mouths dropped open. They had heard God's voice. The cloud faded away. Moses and Elijah were nowhere to be seen. Jesus looked like himself again. Jesus started walking down the mountain. Slowly, the disciples followed. "I don't want to leave this mountain," James sighed. "I want to talk with Moses and Elijah." "I want to stay," John agreed, "and hear God's voice again." "Something amazing happened here," Peter said. "Something we will never forget." This is such a great story because God showed Peter, James, and John that Jesus was both human and divine and special and his son. And this is really, really neat. So I have a few questions for you to think about and wonder about because this story has so many thoughts and feelings and emotions. So let's think about those questions, some questions together. I wonder what Peter, James, and John thought when Jesus became a dazzling white. Wonder what they thought and how they felt. I wonder why they wanted to build a house for Moses and Elijah and Jesus. I wonder what you think. I wonder how the disciples felt when they heard God's voice. I wonder what it was like when it became so dark and then they heard God's voice. I wonder what they felt. I wonder how you would have felt if you were on that mountain. I wonder what emotions you would have. There's a lot of things I wonder about this story. What do you wonder? Maybe you can talk with your mom or dad or brothers or sisters or whoever's beside you. Maybe it's your grandparents right now. And talk about what you wonder about this story. Or how do you think the people in this story felt? After you're finished talking, I do have a craft for you today. So there is a printout. The link is either above or below. And it is a printout of a Jesus. So you can give that a color in. You can do it what you want. And then I'm going to need you to cut it, actually. So you are going to cut it, well, you're going to cut it around here and see just about the size I left here and here, right? You could probably cut it a little bit narrower, but you want to just make it a little bit wider. And you're going to cut out the middle of Jesus. So just, you can see on the printout how they're nice and dark lines. You're going to cut around those dark lines and cut that out. And then you are going to grab your tape. Ooh, mine's way over there. You're going to grab some tape, and I happen to have some tissue paper. You might not have tissue paper with you. You might have wax paper in your house. That is going to work. And you're going to just cut out about a square around that size. So here we go. I'm going to cut out a little square with my trusty scissors. Here we go. Okay, so you just need about one piece. I think I cut 3 accidentally. And you're going to tape it onto the back of your picture. So just like this. And kind of make it nice and tight or flat so you can see. I have given him a robe of tissue paper, wax paper, or something kind of translucent. I just taped it there. And this part you might need help. I need you to grab a candle. Okay. So some of you might have a small little candle. Some of you might have a larger candle, which is what I have right now. So what we're going to do, and you're going to need help, is you're going to actually wrap this guy around your candle. So you can't see him, and if you just put tape up the back, and this is where you might need help. You might need an adult's help with an extra set of hands here. You're just going to put some tape up there, and I'm going to need one at the top too. So here we go. Okay, ready? And now, when you turn on your candle, he's going to shine. And there is a little prayer at the top that you can say. It says, "Thank you, God, for brightening our lives with Jesus. Help your light shine through me every day. Amen." And now you have a glowing, shining Jesus. I hope you have a wonderful week. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. And very soon, as our church opens up, we will see you soon. Take care.